I didn't even think I was going to get through the first round.
Courtney Hadwin became known to millions of people after her unforgettable audition on America's Got Talent. At first, she appeared as a shy and quiet teenager who seemed nervous just to stand on stage. Her voice was soft when she spoke, and her body language showed clear signs of fear. Many viewers did not expect anything special at that moment. However, everything changed when the music started. As soon as she began singing, her personality completely transformed. The shy girl disappeared, and in her place was a powerful performer full of energy, confidence, and emotion. Her voice was strong, unique, and full of soul, reminding people of legendary singers from the past. The audience and judges were shocked, and the performance quickly became one of the most talked-about moments in the show's history. Within hours, clips of her audition spread across the internet, gaining millions of views. People from all over the world were amazed and began asking the same question: where did this talent come from? This moment made Courtney an instant star. However, while her rise to fame was fast and exciting, it also created very high expectations. Many believed she was a once-in-a-generation talent who would dominate the music industry for years to come. But as time passed, her journey did not follow the path that most people expected, and her story slowly became more mysterious. After her sudden rise to fame, Courtney's life changed in ways that are hard to imagine. One day, she was living a normal life, and the next she was being watched and discussed by millions of people. Her audition brought her global attention, and she quickly became a popular name in the media. News outlets, entertainment shows, and social media platforms all began talking about her. She was compared to famous artists, and many people believed she had a very bright future ahead. However, this kind of attention also comes with pressure. Being called a once-in-a-generation talent may sound exciting, but it means people expect perfection every time. For a young artist, this can be overwhelming. Courtney was not someone who naturally enjoyed the spotlight. Offstage, she remained quiet, shy, and reserved. She did not behave like a typical celebrity who seeks attention. Instead, she kept a low profile and avoided sharing too much about her personal life. She did not post frequently on social media, and her interviews were often short and simple. This made her different from many rising stars, but also made it harder for fans to understand her. While her talent was clear, her personality did not match the fast and demanding world of fame. This created a gap between what people expected from her and how she actually chose to live her life. As Courtney continued her journey on the show, she proved that her first performance was not just luck. She delivered strong performances in each round and built a loyal fan base. People were excited to see what she would do next, and her unique style helped her stand out from other contestants. Even though she did not win competition, she had already achieved something more valuable: global recognition. After the show ended, she returned for a special edition of the competition, where she faced even stronger and more experienced performers. Despite the higher level of competition, she managed to hold her ground and continued to impress audiences. At this point, she was no longer just seen as a contestant from a talent show. Instead, she was viewed as a real artist with her own identity. However, even as her career seemed to move forward, there were signs that she was choosing a different path. Unlike many artists who use fame to grow quickly, Courtney did not rush into releasing a full album or going on large tours. Instead, she moved slowly and carefully, focusing on her music rather than publicity. This decision surprised many people in the industry, as most artists try to stay in the spotlight as much as possible. Courtney, however, seemed more interested in staying true to herself than following the usual rules of fame. One of the most noticeable things about Courtney's career was how private she chose to remain. While many celebrities share every detail of their lives online, she did the opposite. Her social media accounts were quiet and focused mostly on music rather than personal updates. She did not engage much with fans, and sometimes comments were even turned off. This created a sense of distance between her and her audience. While this made her more mysterious, it also led confusion. Fans began to wonder why she was not taking full advantage of her fame. Why was she not doing more interviews or appearing in public more often? Why were there long gaps between her music releases? These questions became more common as time went on. Her career did not follow the typical pattern of success. There were no big promotional campaigns, no constant media appearances, and no clear plan that the public could see. Instead, her journey felt quiet and unpredictable. For some fans, this was refreshing because it showed she was being authentic. For others, it was concerning because it made it difficult to understand what was happening in her life and career. As time passed, the gaps between Courtney's appearances and music releases became longer. At first, this did not seem unusual. Many artists take breaks to rest or work on new projects. However, in her case, the silence continued for much longer than expected. Her social media activity became very limited, and eventually it almost stopped completely. There were no updates, no announcements, and no clear communication with fans. This sudden and complete silence felt different from a normal break. Fans began to notice small details, such as deleted posts and limited interaction, which made the situation more confusing. Without any official explanation, people started to form their own ideas about what might be happening. Some believed she was simply taking time away from the spotlight to focus on her personal life. Others thought there might be deeper reasons behind her absence. The lack of clear information allowed rumors and speculation to grow. Online discussions became more common, with fans sharing their thoughts and concerns. What started as simple curiosity slowly turned into worry as people began to question whether everything was okay. Another reason for growing concern was the change in the tone of her music. Her earlier performances were full of energy and confidence, but her later songs felt more emotional and serious. The lyrics often included themes of silence, distance, and personal struggle. Some lines suggested that she was holding back her true feelings, while others hinted at saying goodbye or moving on. These messages were not clear, but they felt meaningful. Because she did not share much about her personal life, fans began to look at her music more closely, trying to find hidden meanings. They wondered if her songs were a way of expressing something she was not saying directly. While it is common for artists to write emotional lyrics, the timing of these songs combined with her silence made them feel more significant. Fans started connecting the changes in her music to the changes in her public life. However, it is important to remember that music can be interpreted in many ways, and not every lyric reflects real-life events. Still, the lack of communication made it easy for people to believe that her songs were telling a deeper story. The mystery around Courtney's life grew even more when certain unconfirmed reports began to appear online. A short video clip of her performing at a small venue raised new questions. Some viewers felt that she looked different and less energetic than before. Others believed it was just the result of poor video quality. Around the same time, rumors about possible personal or health issues started to spread. However, none of these claims were supported by official sources. The problem was not just the rumors themselves, but the lack of clear information to confirm or deny them. Without any statements from Courtney or her team, fans were left guessing. This created a situation where small details were treated as important clues. People analyzed everything from her appearance to her lyrics, trying to understand what was happening. Over time, the mood among fans changed. What was once excitement about her future turned into concern about her well-being. Many people expressed support and hope that she was safe and happy, even if she chose to stay away from the public eye. In the end, Courtney Hadwin's story is not as simple as people expected it to be. She rose to fame quickly and showed incredible talent at a young age. However, instead of following the usual path of success, she chose to move at her own pace and keep her life private. This decision made her stand out, but also created confusion and mystery. Her silence, combined with emotional music and limited public appearances, led to many questions that remain unanswered. While some people describe her situation as tragic, there is no clear proof that anything truly negative has happened. It is possible that she simply chose a different way of living away from the pressure of fame. Her story shows that success does not always follow a straight path, and that not every artist wants to stay in the spotlight forever. Whether she returns to the public eye or continues to live privately, her impact from that first audition remains unforgettable. And for now, her story continues to leave people wondering, hoping, and waiting for answers that may or may not ever come. Courtney Hadwin became one of the most unforgettable contestants to ever appear on America's Got Talent. When she first walked onto the stage, no one expected what was about to happen. She looked extremely shy, almost unable to speak clearly in front of the judges. Her body language showed nervousness, and her quiet voice made it seem like she might struggle during her performance. However, everything changed the moment the music started. As she began singing, her entire personality shifted in a way that shocked everyone watching. The shy girl suddenly became a powerful performer with a bold voice and energetic stage presence. Her performance felt raw and emotional, and many people compared her to legendary singers from the past. The judges were clearly surprised, and the audience reacted with loud cheers and applause. Within a short time, her audition went viral online, gaining millions of views from around the world. People were amazed not only by her voice, but also by the dramatic transformation she showed on stage. This moment turned her into an overnight sensation, and her name quickly became known across different countries. Many believed they were watching the beginning of a long and successful career. However, while her rise to fame was fast and exciting, it also placed her under a spotlight that would later become difficult to handle. After her audition, Courtney's life changed almost instantly. She went from being an ordinary teenager to someone recognized by millions of people. Her performance was shared across social media platforms, and news outlets began covering her story. Interviews were requested, and she quickly became one of the most talked about contestants on the show. With this attention came high expectations. People began to describe her as a rare talent, someone who could become a major star in the music industry. However, being given such, where did this talent come from? Her audition didn't just make her popular. It made her unforgettable almost instantly. And just as quickly as she rose, people began wondering what would happen next. Overnight fame. Music. After her unforgettable audition on America's Got Talent, Courtney Hadwin's life changed almost overnight. One day she was a quiet teenager from a small town, and the next she was being watched and talked about all over the world. Her performance spread quickly online, gaining millions of views in a very short time. People from different countries were sharing her video, reacting to it, and trying to learn more about who she was. The media picked up her story just as fast. News outlets, entertainment shows, and online blogs all started covering her. Interviews were requested, headlines were written, and her name became widely known. Fans were amazed by her voice and stage presence, and many couldn't believe that someone so young could perform with such power and confidence. Very quickly, she was being compared to music legends like Janis Joplin and James Brown. These were not small comparisons. Music. They placed her in a category that very few artists ever reach. But with that kind of praise came heavy expectations. Music. People started calling her a once-in-a-generation talent. That label may sound exciting, but it also creates pressure. Music. It means that every performance is expected to be just as powerful, if not better than the last. It leaves little room for mistakes, growth, or change. For a young artist still figuring things out, music, that kind of pressure can be difficult to handle. What made it even harder was the clear difference between Courtney's personality and the world she was now in. Offstage, she remained shy, quiet, and reserved. She didn't seek attention or try to act like a typical celebrity. She wasn't active in the media the way many rising stars are. She didn't constantly share updates or try to stay in the spotlight. This made music, her stand out even more, but it also made it harder for her to fit into an industry that often expects artists to be visible all the time. Early on, there were signs that she wasn't fully comfortable with fame. She limited her public appearances and kept her interviews short. Her social media presence was minimal and focused mostly on music rather than personal life. While many artists use fame to build a strong public image, Courtney seemed to step back from it whenever she could. It became clear that while she had the talent to stand on the biggest stages, the lifestyle that came with it, music, didn't come as naturally to her.